All right, for today's video, we are talking about geometry formulas, and our learning target is I can solve problems using algebra and geometry. So today is about combining those two things. Please make sure you write down the date and what you know. You know a lot about algebra, you know a lot about geometry, so write what you know about those things. Pause the video here and then restart when you're ready to go. All right, we're going to start with looking at triangles for area and perimeter formulas for them. Okay, so we learned in sixth grade that a triangle is basically half of a parallelogram or half of a rectangle, depending on what type of triangle it is. So the formula for area of a triangle is just 1/2 times the base times the height. The other way we write this is that the area is the base times the height divided by 2. The really important thing here is that the base and the height have to be the two sides that form a right angle. So if we knew the values for the other sides, let's say that this was a length and this was uh, another length, so we'll call them length 1 and length 2, those are not part of the area. The perimeter, though, for the perimeter, we just add up the lengths of all the sides. So this would be length 1 plus length 2 plus the base. The height that makes that right angle, if that's inside the triangle, it doesn't become part of the perimeter. Similarly, we have already learned the formulas for area and perimeter of squares and rectangles. So if we look at a rectangle that has a length and a width, the formula for a rectangle is that the area equals the length times the width. The perimeter is the length plus the length, because there's two of them, plus the width because there's two of them. And the top and the bottom will be the same length and the two sides will be the same width. So we could just do length plus width, or 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. Those will give you the same thing. For a square, all sides are the exact same length. So our area is just the side times itself, or the side squared. The perimeter is the side added 4 times, or 4 times the length of a side. Okay? All of this is review. We've done it all. What we really want to be able to do now is find area of difficult, complicated regions. So for example, for this problem, I want to find the area, the shaded region. Here I have an outside rectangle, and I have this inside rectangle. So what I really want to do is I want to find the area of the bigger shape. And I'm going to subtract the area of the smaller white rectangle. Okay? So if I was going to find the area of the big rectangle, I would say that the area, well, it's going to be the length times the width. So that is 10 times 8, or 80. Now I want to find the area of the smaller rectangle, which I just shaded in, but the white one, my white rectangle, the area of that is 5 times 8. Again, we're doing the length times the width. 5 times 8 is 40. So the shaded is the big rectangle minus the white rectangle. Well, the area of the bigger rectangle, that was 80. And the area of the white rectangle is 40. So my area is 40, and that's feet squared. Now, not all problems like this are going to be exactly the same. So we're going to have to think about each of these. So let's look at another couple examples. For this one, I'd like you to see if you can pause the video, see if you can figure out the area of the shaded area, and then restart the video and see if you got it right. For this one, when I'm looking, I see that I have a large square. I want the area of the shaded region. I also see that I have 4 small white squares. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do for the area of the shade, that's the area of the large square, minus 4 times the area of the small squares. The other way to do this would be to just find the area of the large square, going all the way around, and then subtract the area of these smaller squares 4 times. Okay? If I want to find the area of the large square, I want to know how long one side length is. Okay? Well, I see that this side length is 5 plus 4 plus 5 again. That's 14. So my large square has an area 14 times 14, which is 196. Now, each of these small squares has a side length of 5. So the area of each of those is 5 times 5, which is 25. There's 4 of them, so I'll do 4 times 25. That gives me 100. That then tells me the area of these 4 sections is 100. Okay? So to find the area of just the shaded section, again, I'm doing the area of the large minus the area of the 4 smalls. That will be 196, which was the area of the large, minus 100. That was the area of the 4 smalls, 4 times 25. That leaves me with 96 meters squared. This third one is a really interesting one. So once again, please see if you can solve this problem on your own. When you finish, come back and check your work. For this one, to find the area of the shaded, I want to find the area of the large rectangle minus the area of the white triangle. Okay? Well, to find the area of the rectangle, that's just the outside edges. So that's 4 times 12. This is 48. The area of the triangle, I need the base times the height, and I need to divide it by 2. Well, I know the base is 9, but to find the height, I need to here that would make a right angle. I actually know what that is because this length here will be the same as the height of the rectangle. So that's actually 4 divided by 2. 9 times 4 gives me 36. Divided by 2 is 18. As always, please remember you can use your calculator to help with this. Okay? So if I'm going to do the rectangle minus the triangle, well, the rectangle had an area of 48. The triangle had an area of 18. That leaves me with an area of 30 square centimeters. Final type of problem here, finding unknown dimensions. This problem tells me that I have a perimeter of 36 feet for this shape. Looking at this and seeing if I can figure out what the L is, well, I know that this is 8. Okay, so if I know that that's both sides that are opposite each other, these two sides are 8 and 8, well, I can do 36 minus 8 minus 8. Okay, when I do that, I get that I have 20 left over. That means For this side and this side combined, equals 20. I also know that they're the same. So I know that 2 times the length will equal 20. Well, that meant my length is just 10. I can go back and check this. If this is 10 and that's 10, and the other two sides are 8 and 8, well, 10 plus 10 is 20. 8 plus 8 is 16. 20 plus 16, 36. So I have a perimeter that works. Finally, for this one, here we're trying to find the height. For this one, I'm going to think about the formula. I know that the formula is the base, the height, divided by 2. That will equal the area. Filling in what I know. Well, I know the base is 8. I know that I don't know the height. I'll need to divide by 2. And I know that this is supposed to equal 32. This is great now. I can put my line through the equal sign and I can just solve this. I have a divide by 2 that I see first. That means that I need to multiply by 2 first to get rid of it. That leaves me with 8 times h equals 16. To get rid of the 8, remember I'm trying to solve to get that h by itself. I'll divide by 8 and I'll end with h equals 2. Excuse me. I made a mistake. That should have been 64. 32 times 2 is 64. I apologize. Then 64 divided by 8 leaves me with 8. Always, always, always make sure you're going back and checking your work. As you see, I just made a silly mistake myself, okay? If I go back and double check this because I say, I caught myself making a mistake. If I say that h is 8, all right, well, 8 times 8 divided by 2 would be 64 divided by 2. That would be 32. So my answer checks out and it's correct. As always, feel free to rewatch any sections of this video. Let me know if you need any help. Have a great day.